Good morning, YouTube fam and tribe. Today is Sunday, another Sunday coffee talk. If you're new here, welcome to Live Life on Your Terms. I'm Chad, by the way. Every Sunday, we have a Sunday coffee talk. This is more kind of like I just kind of sit down casual and talk about different things, what's coming up. Sometimes we go on little rants and success, manifesting, how to live life on your terms. Biggest thing with Sunday Coffee Talks is the Super Thanks Spotlight. So I want to remind everybody on that. That's the Super Thanks Spotlight is where you leave a Super Thanks, but you attach a question with your Super Thanks, something you want to learn more about, dig deeper in the whole area of living life on your terms. And that question will be featured on the Sunday Coffee Talk. So what I mean by featured is that's what we'll discuss and talk about. And I kind of started a Sunday Coffee Talks for two reasons. One was just kind of get away from the whole when I make YouTube videos and editing and stuff like that. I felt like I was spending way too much time editing videos. Let's put it that way. Where I kind of felt like I was losing the whole community base of YouTube. You know what I mean? That's the number one thing here. It's a community driven. The second thing was with the Sunday Coffee Talks is, I'm really envisioning looking ahead as the channel gets bigger. It's going to be harder for me to reply to comments, reply to all the comments. And if you really have something that's going on, you really have a comment that you really want me to answer, you really want to dive deeper into certain issues and things going on in your life, and you're really not ready to really really work with me personally or something like that, taking that next step, that's why I kind of started the Super Thanks Spotlight, because it's kind of that low initial step before kind of wanting to work with me personally, stuff like that. Just to be honest and just to be honest and transparent about it. But I kind of envision as the channel grows, it gets bigger, 100%, that I'm just not going to be able to answer comments like I want to answer comments, and so I don't want people to feel neglected. So we came up with the Sunday Coffee Talk. But anyway, got my coffee here. This is enough. You can see it. Woo, you can see the hot. I don't know if you can see the steam in there. But this is authentic Sunday Coffee Talk. It is Sunday morning in Thailand. So what I do is I film Sunday morning in Thailand. So it's officially Sunday morning for me. Then I go back, I upload it. I take out, I don't edit it. I might do it like a soft edit, meaning like if I have a brain fart, I don't want you to sit there and be like 30 seconds of air. I'll take out the air, but that's usually all I take out. Sometimes, since I'm in Thailand, I haven't sat outside for a long time. I was kind of excited about that. Usually on Sunday mornings, it's been crazy loud here. Sometimes I want to sit out in the morning and the kids are flipping screaming down here. And when you're inside a Thai village, what I've noticed, and I don't know why, I think it's the way they build the houses here in Thailand, is things just flip and echo. I mean, they echo bad here in the village. Like even when you're like inside the house, there's a house behind me. But see, in Thailand, this wasn't what I really want to talk about, but let's go with the flow here. In Thailand, they build Thai style. I'm talking about Thai style houses, but they build all the houses with concrete. This is all cement. It's no drywall. But I've learned a lot about cement here while I lived in Thailand for 4 years, because cement basically absorbs the heat. So you got the sun rises over here. That's why the sun's kind of weird right now. It rises over here, then it moves across this way, and then it wraps around the house, and it kind of sets right over here, hitting the house from this side. So when the sun's hitting the house, when it's hot outside, right now the walls are cool, but once the sun comes up, these walls will actually be hot to the touch. I mean, you can't even lean against them. I mean, they have the You can kind of see it behind here. It's not finished yet. It looks kind of ugly, but the cement wall here that kind of goes around the property. Same way with here. These cement walls, they all absorb heat. So that's what makes the cement crack, because when it absorbs heat, the cement expands. Then when it's cold, it constricts, kind of expands, constricts, stuff like that. So, and they don't do, a lot of times up here, they don't, like when they build the foundation to the house, you're seeing them they're just pour concrete right on top of the dirt. They don't really like dig down and go, like you see in other countries or the States, or even when they make pavement. I mean, they don't really go real down and do it. They're just pour the cement right on top of the dirt. The cement only lasts for like a year or two before it starts cracking. But I don't know. I don't know if that's because how they build. Is everything flipping echoes. Like lots of times we have a neighbor over here that likes to play loud music lots of times, but it will sound like when I'm sitting in the office inside the house, it will sound like they're playing the music like right outside my window. No joke. So that's kind of the dilemma up here anyway. Is it's just the noise, and people are loud, it echoes, so it can be a challenge. That's why a lot of my videos now, I'm either sitting by the computer. Sometimes I walk way down here, like in the middle of the fields where all the buffaloes are and all the rice fields are. You kind of walk around down there, but I got like slim places I can kind of go. And I guess that's anywhere, even when I lived in Waihin, sometimes there's just slim places to go because it's just noisy. I guess it's noisy anywhere. But anyway, let's kind of move on. This is a mangosteen. I'm starting to, with my coffee, I got sidetracked. I wanted to eat this first before my coffee. I usually do intermittent fasting in the morning. So I'll get up, drink some water, go to the bathroom, of course. Then I make my coffee. But lately, sometimes, it's not every time, sometimes I drink black coffee. So sometimes I will just irritate my stomach, irritate my gut. So I was doing a lot of research with it, and they said, but even if you intermediate fast, I mean, just take a couple bites of a banana just to coat your stomach before you drink coffee, or eat like a little tiny piece of fruit to coat your stomach, because that will help with the coffee. Then plus I was kind of concerned with intermittent fasting, just because the whole point isn't getting calorie intake. So, I mean, the research with it kind of goes back and forth. I mean, sometimes researchers say it breaks your fast no matter what. Once you get 1 calorie, it breaks your fast, or it breaks that intermediate fasting. Now the other, when you kind of go deep into it, basically says, well, I mean, if you buy, like, for example, in Thailand, if I buy a Thai banana is only like that big. It's not a hybridized banana you see in the United States where it's like flipping that long. You know what I mean? That's a hybridized banana. Genetically modified GMO hybridized banana. So in Thailand, you do see some bigger bananas, but most of the time they're only like that big. And so they said it's okay to take like 2 or 3 bites of a banana, and it won't break the fast. As far as like a metabolic fast, it won't break the fast because you're not eating a big meal, or you're not eating a big snack. But I've been kind of doing that, and it actually works. But anyway, I didn't have bananas. This is a mangosteen. You can only find in Asia. You can't find this in the States. But a mangosteen, this is the nickname to this is the queen of the fruits. The reason why it's the queen of the fruits is this is like a nutrient flipping powerhouse. This is popular in the States, but it's popular in the States as a powder. It's in a lot of nutritional supplements. But you can look it up. This is called mangosteen, the queen of the fruits. But this is fresh, picked right off the tree. Got it yesterday. So this is, I'll show you what it looks like. It looks like kind of like a brain inside. That's why I brought a little towel out here. So I'll get my hands all dirty. But anyway, as I'm doing this, it's really been a really busy month for me. This is, what is it, June 22nd, something like that. And oh yeah, so I peeled that over. So that you don't eat, you just kind of break it apart, rip it apart. And on the inside is this white, kind of looks like, well, it kind of looks like a brain like this when I hold it up. Okay. But this is like super, like when it's ripe, this is like just crazy flipping sweet and like creamy sweet. Now, sometimes there's a seed in here, sometimes there's not. There's a little ant walking on me. But usually the bigger ones out here will have a seed in it, so you have to watch out. But super sweet, super creamy. Like if you're craving, like almost with this, if you're craving a piece of candy or you're craving a candy bar or something like that, if you eat one of these, it almost takes the craving away, just because it's just so sweet. But anyway, that's what it looks like. So I was gonna eat that. I should have ate it before I took a sip of my coffee, but it's one of those Sundays. Oh yeah. But anyway, while I was talking about, sweet, it's good. What I was talking about this past month, the whole month of June, has been crazy. Last Sunday, I did miss a coffee talk because I was finishing up my 30-day challenge. So I created a 30-day breakthrough challenge. And it took me a while to build this. I've been wanting to do it for many months. And it's all on identity. It all goes to the root. So when we talk about manifesting, when we talk about living life in your terms, you talk about your SP, you're talking about, I mean, this is how I look at it, okay, because I'm older. You know in my videos, I talk a lot about, manifesting your dream car, your dream house, your dream career, your dream salary. And, people get attached to that. And people resonate with that. But to be honest with you, it's really about, you're really just sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're really just tired of, you're doing the best you can. You're doing the best you can in life. You're doing the best you can at your job. And it just feels like things are not going your way. You put in all this effort and it seems like, when am I going to get a break? And I think that's where most of us are. Besides getting all fancy and stuff like that, talking about dream this, dream that, dream this, dream that. I mean, most people, including myself, most people are in this like middle phase, this middle gunk. And all the gurus, all the experts in this so-called area, they don't talk about this middle gunk. They don't talk about this middle phase. They skip over it. They tell you an example of how they worked at Pizza Hut for 7 years. Now they're a multimillionaire, but they don't share nothing with you in the middle. You know what I mean? The middle, they skip over the middle, but what you have to realize, the middle is where all the secret sauce is, baby. Bottom line. You want to know the middle. You want to know how did you really go from, if it's true anyway, how did you really go from working at Pizza Hut to being a millionaire? How did you really do it? That's what you want to know. That's what I want to know. You know what I mean? And a lot of us isn't just in that phase. Like you're putting all this time, you're working really hard, and you're not getting in life what you expect. It's not going your way. And I'm not saying this has nothing to do with if you have a good life or bad life. You could have a good life, but you know what I mean? You're tired of flipping grinding, 8, 10, 12-hour days with a job. Maybe you work in a factory to support your family and kids, your mortgage and your car. And you're just flipping worn out. You're just like, what can give? Where's my break? And that's, that's how I look at it, and that's kind of why I really started a 30-day challenge, because we go to the root cause. It's not fluff. It's not like a 3-day manifesting technique. It's not never Gollards go to sleep thinking about something. You know what I mean? We're going to the root cause, because if you change the root, listen to this. If you change the root, everything else follows. You get me on that? If you change the core where the problems are coming, everything else follows. Everything else aligns in your life. Okay. So anyway, I got off on that little rant. But anyway, kind of going back to June, I started a 30-day challenge. Once I really kind of got how I wanted to go, how I wanted to map it out, what I really wanted to do with it, I actually started building it in April. And I built most of it in April. I had it probably 60% done in April, or even the middle of April. I had it 60% done. So I thought I was going to finish it in April. The issue was with April was April is Songkran in Thailand. So Songkran is the Thai New Year, and since we're up, usually the Thai New Year, since I've been in Thailand, usually it lasts a few days and that's it. But this year was different because we were up here in Surin. This is Ing's house, and the whole village, I know now, is the whole village is pretty much Ing's family. So when the month of April hit, I'm thinking Songkran's only going to be 1 week, because I knew her sister was coming up from Bangkok, sister, brother-in-law, nephew, and all that stuff. But in April, the whole month of April was busy. I mean, she had a cousin come in, come in from Germany. She stayed the whole month of April, so that made it busier. Her sister and brother-in-law, nephew came up for a week. Then her other cousin came from France. Then she stayed for a couple weeks, but it was scattered. It wasn't all at the same time in April. It was all scattered throughout the whole month. So basically what I did, long story short, is I paused working on the 30-day challenge, because I knew myself. I knew that once I really get focused on something, I get crazy focused on it. And that's what I'm working on. And since everybody's coming in and out, I didn't want to get frustrated. I didn't want to get frustrated or angry. So I thought, well, it's probably best for me to pause this huge project right now until it calms down. Then by the end of April, I'm thinking, okay, people are gone, and I can start getting focused again. But at the right of the tail, it was kind of the end of April, beginning of May. Her Ang's one cousin, the second one that came from France, they stayed up here, and they were leaving that day. And I forget, it was like almost the last day of April, something like that. They were leaving that day, but they weren't leaving Thailand, but they were leaving Surin. But 2 hours before they were leaving, they invited us to go with them. So they said, "Oh, we're going." I forget where they went. I'm sorry. I would have to go find Ang. Like, where did we go? But it was another. It was far away, but it was still in Thailand. But another little tourist hotspot that they wanted to check out. But anyway, they were leaving in 2 hours, and they invited us to go. And Ang thought I was going to say no. And then I said, my gut feeling was just like, say yes. You know what I mean? So I said, yes, okay, we can go. I mean, with a 2-hour warning. you get me on that? I mean, in 2 hours, we got to pack, get everything ready. And they already had their train booked, so we didn't even know how we're going to get down there. You know, we at least had to get to Bangkok by ourselves to meet up with them and kind of continue on with the journey. But anyway, I did that at the last minute. You know, that was just like a last minute thing. Hey, what up? What up? What up? Little dog that comes over and says hi. But that was like 4 or 5 days. 4 or 5 days we were gone. So then when we came back, it was already beginning of May, maybe May 4, May 5. And I was like, finally, you know, finally I can kind of focus on work. And I had one big project I needed to get done. It did take me a while. For me, my personality, it's hard for me to walk away from something, but once I walk away from it, it's weird. It's hard for me to go back to it. I have to like in my mind. I have to get prepared and get in the mood. Because I had a few really big projects I needed to do and get done. Um, so May it kind of felt like I didn't really take off the whole month of April. I worked a couple hours a day in April, all through April. I mean, I still kept up with the YouTube and everything. But when we came back from that mini vacation, and it was beginning of May, it felt like I had to catch up. I had to catch up with YouTube again. I had to make sure videos were, scheduled out, so I want to get behind. I had one big project I needed to finish. That took a few weeks. Then when I hit June, in the beginning of June, I was kind of ahead of YouTube like I wanted. I had like little projects done. I had my one big project done. Then it was like my next big project to finish was a 30-day challenge. And so from the beginning of June to like now, it's mainly been working on a 30-day challenge. So so uh, so that being said, I kind of felt like I was a little bit for at least the last month, a month and a half. I was a little bit more quiet on YouTube. I still had the videos going, but they're all scheduled and stuff like that, working ahead. But that's just my personality. Like when I have a big project to work on, and I want to do good at it, I want it to be good. I want it to be great. I just kind of dive all in with it. I mean, that's where my mind is the whole time. And but that all finished. I was happy that all finished. Uh, I wouldn't say a week ago. I pretty much had it done a week ago, but then once it's done, since it's like a core product, it has to be added across my ecosystem, and my whole ecosystem needs to be upgraded and fine tuned. And some things I haven't looked at for a while, so it's good to kind of go back and look at things. Uh, Maybe go over here. It's good to kind of go back and look at things and stuff like that. And so that's kind of what I did. But now it's kind of coming down. Finally, I feel anyway that my schedule is kind of going back to normal. So, so May and June kind of been crazy for me. This one I hear, you can kind of see the seed in there. So you just have to be careful. Seed. I actually throw it away because I said this in other videos. The sun's a little bit weird here, trying to put it. Maybe I should lean back. Yeah. Sorry, I'll lean back. The sun's a little bit. I was hoping the sun would hide from this tree, but maybe it's how I'm sitting. But most of the time in Thailand, most of the fruit, I don't want to say all the fruit, but most of the fruit is not genetically modified. What I mean by that is I was getting the habit, like I would eat something and it would have seeds in it. I would throw the seeds. That there's an empty lot over here, so I throw the seeds in the grass or whatever. Wouldn't think nothing of it because, like being from the States, everything genetically modified. It doesn't matter if it's organic or not. If you eat anything with seeds in it, if you throw it in the ground, it's not going to flip and grow. Bottom line, it doesn't grow because it's genetically modified. But with these seeds, even Anne got even Anne got after me a little bit because she saw me constantly throwing seeds. This is like throughout weeks. And she was like, Chad, like stop throwing seeds. And I was like, why? I didn't even think anything. She's like, you're going to have like trees growing up all over the place. You're going to have banana trees growing up. You're going to have mangosteen. You're going to have, we planted some like peppers and stuff like that, like hot peppers on the other side. You're going to have those growing all over. So then it dawned on me. It's like, the seeds actually grow here. I know I said I was going to move this again, but this one has a seed in it too. Okay. Hopefully that coated my stomach. Like I said, it does help if you drink black coffee in the morning and you're trying to intermediate fast. You don't want to eat breakfast or eat a giant piece of toast or something like that, or bread, which constipates you anyway. Just eat a small piece of fruit, and it does really help wipe away that notification. But anyway, that's kind of been that's been my schedule for the last month and a half, and then I will link to, since we're kind of wrapping this up, don't want to last forever, and I will link in the description. Now, Sunday Coffee Talks, the description's different than any other video because the Sunday Coffee Talk is really its own kind of brand on Sundays. So it really just focuses on the coffee talk, focuses on the coffee talk playlist, it focuses on the super thing spotlight. But since I brought up the 30-day challenge, I will link the 30-day challenge inside this coffee talk. You can check it out, and then maybe I'll see you inside. But other than that, I'm kind of pretty excited because my schedule's kind of going back to normal. I've been forgetting really about going live. I've been wanting to go live, but it's been kind of really difficult for me to go live since I am in Thailand, just because of the time change. Super quiet this morning, but the sun. uh, so I'm gonna try to, in the beginning of going live, just because if you're looking at the United States to Thai, I mean, it's pretty much when it's morning here, it's nighttime there. And but when I go live, I'm just going to have to go live Thai time, whenever I feel like it. Because honestly, with the Sunday Coffee Talk, I pretty much get up, go to the restroom, make my coffee, and I sit down and film. Okay, but I'm kind of in that mode for Sundays. But I don't know why to go live when people are still awake. I would pretty much have to go live right when I wake up, and I'm not in the mood right when I wake up most of the time. Sometimes I am, but most of the time I'm not. Like most of the time, my brain is still waking up. Then if people's asking me questions, I'm just like, huh? You get me? I mean, I'm just being transparent. I'm human. But I'm gonna start going live again. You might be sleeping when I go live, but there will also be a replay with the live and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start going live again, either on Tuesday or Thursday. Bounce that in there, get a little bit more consistent with going live, and just work around the Thailand thing. If I feel like going live at 2 p.m. Thailand time, then it's 2 p.m. Thailand time. If nobody is on the live stream because everyone's sleeping, then nobody's on a live stream, everyone's sleeping. You get me? And I always go back to the States for a few weeks, not a few weeks, for a few months, sometimes 3-4 months. I don't know this time when I'm actually going back, but when I go back to the States, I got an office there. I got an office there too, so which is kind of nice. I don't have to lug stuff with me. So I got a computer set up there, and when I get back to the States, I'll do a lot more going live because I'll be in the time zone or a better time zone. But But since I'm in Thailand, I can't let the time zone kind of hold me back to stuff. So that's going to be coming. I'm kind of excited because my schedule, I said this again, my schedule is going back to normal. My normal is I can kind of create a normal routine, keep up with the videos, kind of see more kind of what direction the channel's going. And it's going in a great direction. I like the direction it's going. But yeah, that's it. Just wanted to share that with you guys. Share that with the tribe, the YouTube fam. If you have any questions, comment below. Love to hear from you. And remember the Super Thanks Spotlight. We got the Super Thanks Spotlight going on. And again, Super Thanks Spotlight, if you just kind of jumped into this or fast forwarded or what you did, is any question you have around anything you want to go deeper on, leave a Super Thanks around it. And I'll get the Super Thanks inside the YouTube dashboard. And I will feature it on a Sunday Coffee Talk. And what I mean by feature is that's what we're talking about. We'll go deeper with it. Other than that, fam, that's it. It's been about a half hour, but just want to share those things with you. Other than that, happy Sunday to you. Have a blessed week. This week you're gonna rock and roll. This week you're gonna start living life on your terms, baby. Okay, that's what it's about. That's why I love Live Life on Your Terms, because when we talk about manifesting is different for everybody. That's what you have to understand. Okay, so when I say live life on your terms, that's what it actually means. Live life on your terms. Don't live life on my terms. Don't live life on Chad's terms. Okay, live life on your terms. Okay, but you got to figure out what that is. But you can actually live life on your terms. You can actually do what you want to do. Bottom line. Okay, you just have to believe it. Start acting like it immediately. Start becoming that version of you right now. That's the whole secret to this game. Okay, it's not some secret manifesting technique. It's you deciding who you want to be. You're specific with it, and you act that way right now today. But anyway, tribe, fam, I'll see you next Sunday on Sunday Coffee Talk.